This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Hey, it worked. All right. After the fact, but it worked. Man, that dang audio. Hey, look, I got a new mouse. Look at this. It's a red one. Wow, can you believe it? Unreal, unreal, everybody. Yeah, I get the mouse, the mice that when they click don't make a sound. Okay. Yeah, and also got a new keyboard here. I put the O-rings on it, so it's not as bad as it was yesterday. It's the same as it was before. And also, what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing is having. I was talking about this a few weeks back, like drawings for like once a week for merchandise. But I'm going to do it by the tiers in the. So if you're in the, if you're an let's see, what is it, Megazoid, you get to have a drawing, you know, for a hoodie, and then I guess I'm trying to figure out how to do it. But what I'm gonna do is community post, where you have to be. It'll be for specific tiers, you know, because I can actually post just to Megazoids, I can post just to Oogla Boogla freaks. And you know, like, and then the what's the first one called? Yeah, so it's like you know, you'll have to go to the post and put your name in there. You have to type in your name in the post, and then I'll be able to put it in this wheel thing that I've got. But if you don't put your name in there, you're not going to be in the competition. So you got to be checking out the community posts. Are you guys there? Can anybody hear me? I don't see one comment related back to what I just said. Yeah, yeah. So those tiers will get like a mug, and then I think like Oogla Boogla and Megazoids should be in the full. Like they get a chance to win every single time, right? So, hey, Angela, well, you're not in that one, Angela Vineyard. I can tell by looking at your name. Yeah, so, like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Yeah, maybe it's Megazoids get to be in every single drawing, and Oogla Boogla, yeah, basically Megazoids every single drawing, and then there'll be a hoodie drawing is only for Megazoids once a month. There you go. So they gotta have a better chance of winning something, but you can only win once a month, and it's gonna be on a per post too. So you have to come in and post. So if only 60 people put their name in there, and it can't be, you know, so it's not in there by a certain time, then I'm going to remove the comments, and then I'm going to delete the post, and then boom, I'll have the names. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So you better be paying attention. You know what I'm talking about. You have to hit the join button below the video to become a Megazoid. Here, I'll put the I don't know if my bots are working yet. Hold on. Yeah, here's the link to become a channel member right there. Alright. I'm not, okay, the bots are working. I just restarted the bots again. So there is the link to become a channel member. I'll figure out the exactly how I'm going to do it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure something out. There might be like there'll be drawings for a T-shirt for that would be for Oogla Boogla Freaks. But Oogla Boogla Freaks, Megazoids, they get to be part of any of the mug drawings. Okay. So they'll be, I know what I'm going to do. I got it. Hey, all right, TTJO Tracy. Can you give us a liver as one? I don't know what that means. No idea what that is. Hey, thanks, Ashley. Yeah, appreciate it, you know. Yeah, one thing I feel good about, but it's also been frustrating, is I'm doing my channel the organic way, where you're just, you know, the chips fall as they may, whatever cases that you're covering. And you know, but it does get frustrating watching channels that just start get tens of thousands of subscribers, just sort of skipping over the hard work that everyone else had to put in.
Love your show, Grant.
You know, it's really strange.
I'm a new member.
Yeah, well, that's the term, Brittany. Have you ever heard of that phrase? It's called organic, meaning natural. You know, like I don't buy subs. I don't try to, you know, sub mine, that kind of thing. But it does get frustrating because I had 67,450 subs about 10 days ago, and it's gone down every single day. So are these people leaving because I'm not covering Brian Laundrie? I don't know, but if it is, then I'm happy that you left. Okay, because I don't just cover one case, as you'll see here in a minute. Hey, thanks, Tracy Finch. That's right, Freak L101. And if, by the way, if you don't know what L101 means, it was we were reading a Chris Watts letter a long time ago that somebody wrote, and they go, "Oh man, you know, I didn't cook that very well, LOL." But my friend Ada read it 101, and then LOL became 101. And then one time I was saying, you know what, are people really, when they type in LOL, it's just like a period. Are they really laughing out loud? So it should be LOL, meaning literally laughing out loud. And then Ada corrected me and said, no, it should be L101, right? So that's where that came from, in case you were wondering. All right, so here we go. There is an update. Steph May just sent me this just prior regarding the East Idaho news and the Chad Daybell situation. I mean, look at the circumstantial evidence here. He actually called the funeral home of where Charles was going to be the same day that he got killed. That's crazy. I mean, that's so odd. He didn't even really know the guy. Now, by the way, this is the mug that we made is that face. It's just upside down, and his chin is his forehead. Okay. I think that's actually in one of the images down below. This one right here. If you look at that. I can't really see it. Yeah. All right, so let's go through this really quick. I'm just going to read the first paragraph, and then I'm going to go down and read the transcript. So this is East Idaho News, links in the description. Chad Daybell called an Arizona funeral home the day Charles Vallow was shot and killed by Lori Vallow, Daybell's brother. According to newly released police documents, he spelled his name as Chad Daybell, or Daybell, or whatever the hell it is. D-A-B-A-L. And asked, what an idiot to even have it anything close. Why not just call him and say, hi, my name is Jim Sampson. Instead it's, I'm Chad Daybell, but I'm going to spell it a little differently. I mean, what a dipshit. That just shows you how stupid these people are. All right, so here it is right down here. I mean, isn't that ridiculous? Hi, my name is Grant Hughes, but I spell it H-U-Z-E. Woo! I got away with that one, everybody. Oh, yeah. All right, so here we go. This is the phone call that was made. Sarah was the one answering at the funeral home. Said, hello, my name is Sarah. I'm assisting with... Wait, hello, my name is Sarah. I'm assisting them with their calls. How can I help you today? Huh? I don't get how that would be. Anyways, we just had a death in the family, and like we totally really don't want anything. Doesn't that sound like that's how he's talking? We just had a death in the family, and we are like totally just don't want anything but a cremation, and then to send the cremains, I guess that's what you call it, cremains, to a family in Louisiana. Just a simple nothing other than the cremation and sending him to his family for a service in Louisiana. So is there any way to know a ballpark price on that? Yes, and I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you. Like, this guy's a... Let me transfer you over to the detective, just kidding, to the director who can assist you with the pricing. What is your name, please? It is Chad Daybell. How do you spell the last name, please? D-A-B-A-L. Daybell. How are you related to the person who passed? I'm his nephew, he claimed. And then also, this is for the Valley of the Sun in Chandler, correct? Yes, he lives there in Chandler. I live in Iowa, so I'm just trying to help out. Iowa. Man, what an idiot. Oh, okay, thank you. Maybe I need to do Mary Lou for the woman's voice. Hold on.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Excuse me?
What is your uncle's name for reference, please?
He is John Daybell.
Same last name?
D-A-B-A-L. The same, John. Uh-huh.
Does he have a middle name?
Moron. No, I mean, Myron. M-Y-R-O-N. You know that's what he was really going to be writing there, right?
M-Y-R-O-N?
Yep.
And Chad, what is your phone number in case we get disconnected?
It's this number, 515. I don't actually know my own number. That's what he says. He's laughing. Okay, he says, it's this number, 515. I don't actually know my own number. Let me go look really quick.
Thank you. Thank you. Is he a nursing home or hospital or residence?
He passed away in a hospital. I don't know the details.
Yes, just for, to know, 'cause sometimes that's, say, different. If it is a residential or a hospital of a nursing home.
Thanks, Ashley Nicole. Let's see. I'm thinking they're sending him to a medical examiner. I'm not sure. I should have had more information before I called. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Cremation with shipping. To which city?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay. One moment, please, Chad, but stay on the line. Let me, transfer you over to the director.
Okay.
Who can assist you with that?
All right, thank you.
Hello?
I guess this is somebody else. Maybe make Timmy do this one. Hello, Chad. Yeah? Thank you for holding. I do have the director. Oh, that's still her.
I do have the director Carissa on the line to further assist you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
And then Carissa, for congruity, is going to sound like Timmy, okay? I'm Carissa. I'm a funeral home director with Valley of the Sun Mortuary and Cemetery. I understand that your uncle passed away? Yes, and so I'm just starting the process for the family. He didn't have many relatives. I'm his nephew. I live in Iowa, but what? So sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's sad, but you sound like a robot. And I think he's going to the medical examiner. I don't know all the details, but what the family basically wants is to have him cremated there in Chandler and then shipped. Have his remains shipped to New Orleans. Okay. And we'll deal with the service later. So just trying to get a ballpark price. Okay, so in cremation we are able to do our cremations for $1,695. Now what that's going to include is the transportation into our care, the transportation to and from our cemetery, our basic professional fees, as well as crematory fee. Now there's going to be a couple other charges there for you. Thank you, Brady Bradford. Okay. So we're going to have death certificates, which are $20 a piece plus processing fee. Okay. $15 permit fee. All right. And then we are able to do that trip through the mail for you, and that's $150 for you. Okay, you mean like the UPS or something, I guess? Okay. So close to about $2,000 probably. Wait, yeah. So that's what Chad's saying. So close to about $2,000 probably. Kind of a ballpark guess. Yeah, close to, yeah. Okay, well, that helps me a lot. I need to call one or two others, but I'll get back to you if we come in that direction. Thank you so much. Okay, you're welcome. Need anything else, give me a call. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, bye-bye. Bye. There you go. What an idiot. God, what is he doing right there? So he's just calling over there to like just quickly get him cremated really fast. I don't know what's going on there. It seems really pretty bizarre, since he's got to know that the medical examiners are going to, have him and be investigating what happened. It's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So thank you very much, Timmy and Mary Lou, for your help in reading. No problem.
Hey, thanks, Greg.
All right, bye-bye. God. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life, It's about as dumb as saying, well, yeah, we shot a raccoon in the backyard today. Don't mind that fire over there burning. what might smell like flesh, it's just that raccoon we put in there. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Yeah, he's a moron. Or Myron. I think we need to start throwing, wow, what a Myron. You know? Man, you're such a Myron. You know what I mean? Alright, here we go. Now we're going to move on to something else. I don't have much more to say about that.
I like it, Gray Myron. Gray, you're a Myron.
Hey, that's not very nice of you, Mary Lou.
I know, I was trying to be mean.
I know, you do it all the time. Okay. So we're gonna get into these. You know, after that serial killer last night, Farian. Did any of you guys watch the post that I made? It was a documentary. There's actually a different version that's out there. Same version, I mean, but it's not hard. It's just a direct link. Yeah, there was a lot more information in there. Now, for example, when the detective collected the cup, it was pretty interesting. He went over to a laundromat and was just kind of scoping out where Farian worked. And he kept watching, and then Farian threw a cup away. He was eating some cheese crackers and threw a cup into this large trash can. And then the detective went over there and said, "Hey, do you have a cup I can chew some spit into?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, right in there." And then to the horror, the detective looks in the garbage can and sees about, a million other cups that look just like it. But then he thought, you know what? He was just eating those cheese crackers, and he looked down in there, and he found the very one with the cheese cracker on the outer rim of the cup, and then he collected that, and then he brought it to the detective, and just like hours later, they had a match for one of the killings. Pretty crazy, right? And then one of the fathers actually met with Farian in prison or jail and had a sit-down talk with him, and that was recorded. Farian lied in that one too. Hey, thank you very much, Cindy Lynn. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Matt Pavia. What do you mean you remember the episode? It was from like 1990 something. Man, that's a pretty good memory. Anyways, yeah, you got to go watch the... I put a link in the community section. Plus, anything that has Bill Curtis, right? I mean, he's the best. Best narrator that's ever lived. Bill Curtis. And so then I thought, I had seen, while I was looking into the Farian case, there's all these other murders that were going around during that same time, and he wasn't associated. Well, I guess I don't really know for sure if he was associated or not. One of the cases was listed for years and years and years as this larger group, and that was one of the ones that he eventually was admitted to at one point. All right, so we're going to go through these now. Here we go. Catherine Davis is the first one. All right, so here we go. The last time anyone reported hearing or seeing Catherine Davis was about 45 minutes before a fire consumed her tiny garage apartment behind. So I guess we can go to that. And that's going to be at 3404. Oops. 3404. How come it's not typing in? Oh, number lock? Is that? Yeah, that's right. I put the O-ring on all the keys that I use, and pressed in the numlock button. guess it's gonna be Boulevard. Alright, so apparently that's the house, and before fire consumed her tiny garage apartment. I wonder if that was it right there. And then maybe they rebuilt it or something. I don't know. So I guess back behind there, you can kind of see it back there. But that was probably obviously rebuilt since this is 2018. This happened in September, October-ish, 1984. The sound of her voice was heard by a sleepy neighbor who was roused by loud talking, loud music. Let me see. The sound of her voice was heard by a sleepy neighbor who was roused by loud talking. Hey, thanks, Northern Girl. Yeah, well, I don't know when that'll be. I'm just have it in there. It might be in a month or, I mean, I have no idea. So let's see. The sound of her voice was heard by a sleepy neighbor who was roused by loud talking, loud music, doors slamming, and a car driving off. Friends, family, and neighbors say Davis had not been seen or heard from since. Leaving lights and radio turned on while not at home was uncharacteristic for Davis, friends and family said. And when she didn't show up for work at Reglia Country Club, also an unusual occurrence, her fellow workers became concerned. District Fire Chief Jim Noah said investigators believe that the fire was caused by a cigarette smoldering on a mattress. The remains of Davis' charred personal property were still on the front lawn Saturday. Davis, 24, has not picked up a paycheck that was waiting for her the day after the fire, and her bank account has not been touched. She was reported missing to Fort Worth police Friday afternoon. So she was reported missing on the 16th of October, I guess. No, not the 16th, the 5th of October. She was not going out with anyone serious enough to be with, said Pat Riley of 1616 Bell Place, a friend of Davis. Riley is helping Davis's father, Marvin, who drove from Mississippi and arriving in Fort Worth on Saturday. Most signs in store windows on Bluebonnet Circle, a few yards from Davis' burned-out apartment. Davis said his daughter moved to Texas from Oxford, Mississippi in June 1979 to pursue a modeling career. He said the career never got off the ground. She had a number of jobs and recently wrote to her family in Mississippi. The letter, which was received about a week before Davis was reported missing, was an optimistic note. Country Club manager Felix Raster said Davis has worked in the business office for about 6 months and is a friendly woman who has gotten along with got along with all the other employees. Automobile found near TCU is that of missing woman. This is on the 8th. Police say a car found Sunday belonging to a Mississippi Fort Worth woman. See, how do they know that people like that? I mean, some of these cases are so similar to Farian right here. You know? Police say a car found Sunday that belonged to a missing Fort Worth woman contained information that will be useful in their investigation, but they declined to elaborate. A 1974 Dodge Dart Swinger belonging to Catherine Davis, who was last seen September 29th when her apartment burned, was found Sunday outside an apartment complex in the Texas Christian University area. Homicide Detective Lieutenant Steffler said a woman who read about Davis' disappearance recognized the car parked at 3400. That's weird because that's 3404. 3400 Dryden Road. so I guess it would be right around in this area. Hey, thank you, Kim121 Posh. So I guess it was parked, where's 3500? Alright, so the car would have been parked somewhere on this road right in here. Yeah, maybe I can put a automobile. Yeah, they don't really have one. She lived right here. Yeah, it's too, you can't see it. Look at that. Yeah, that's where her car was found. So that's pretty close. I mean, it's just right there. How far is that? Let me measure it. It's only a half mile. As a crow's fly, probably 0.7 driving. Homicide detective Lieutenant Suffler said a woman who read about Davis saw it on the 3400 Dryden Road. Davis, 24, remains missing. Alright, and then on the 25th, there was the 7th and 8th, now the 25th. Almost a month after Catherine Davis disappeared, Fort Worth police still have not determined whether she was killed or simply dropped out of sight. Davis, 23, of 34 and a half Park Ridge Road, was last seen September 29th, just before a fire gutted the garage apartment she rented. Her last paycheck at Ridgely Country Club, where she worked in the accounting department, remains unclaimed. We've got a missing girl, but we don't have anything to substantiate anything but a suspicious nature about her disappearance. We found her blue 1974 Dodge Dart abandoned at the Westcliff Manor apartment at 3841. Now we've got a specific address for that. 3841 Dryden Road. Is that what? No, it wasn't 30. Yeah, it was 3841. So that wasn't even close what they said. They said the 3400 block. Now it's... I think they're messed up. Let me see. Is that a school here? And these look like apartments. And I think they meant to write 3481. They think they did it backwards. Let's see. And Westcliff Manor. Yep. See, there you go. Westcliff Park. I'm sure those are the same one. So that's where her car was found. Not. And I'm wondering if they were inside too, like in here, So I think that they meant to say 3481 in the article. And that's not even that good either. So yeah, see right there where it says 3481 South, the Westcliff Manor Apartments at 3841. Well, that says South Hills Avenue. Hold on a second. 3481 South Hills Avenue. Ah, there we go. It was right in there. Right in the middle of those. So that was the right apartments. And it was supposed to be 3481, not 38. Let me try a 3841. Yeah, see, There's not even an apartment complex over here. So there's two different things going on there. But yes, right inside there. So there we go. Hey, all right, Dana Dane. Police found Davis's blue 1974 Dodge Dart abandoned at the Westcliff Manor apartment. Armin said it's possible Davis left the car there and disappeared on her own. Yeah, and aliens could have picked her up too. Detective Pat Patterson said traces of caked mud, flowers, and grass found in the wheels and frame of the car suggested the vehicle may have been driven in a field. The helicopter searches of nearby fields have been unsuccessful. See, this one really reminds me of Therian, right, so far, because it's just like the Blau case. It's very similar to that. The car, she gets put in the car. It's the car's driven somewhere else, then it's put back near where it originated, but not exactly there. Patterson, traces of human blood were found on 2 coat hangers inside Davis's car, but there were no signs of a struggle inside the vehicle. A small moped Davis kept outside her apartment disappeared several days after the fire and hasn't been seen since. Wow, so that means the killer had her keys, went back and got that moped at night sometime. The fire killed Davis's pet cat. Oh, now here comes the outrage. Right? She's an adult and can do what she wants, but it is strange that she would leave an animal that she loved without someone to take care of it. He and Detective R.W. Bishop, who also was working on the case, said they have run out of leads. Several of Davis's friends have passed polygraph tests. All right, so right now we've got her. It almost feels like something happened to her inside her apartment, and like she was strangled to death. Then the individual placed her in the car, burnt the house down, and drove her away, although they could hear her at some point. So, I don't know. And then drove away, dumped her body in a field somewhere out here, then came back and put her car, sort of hid it amongst other vehicles in a apartment complex, and then disappeared. But he also had her keys, so he was able to steal that moped. How crazy is that, huh? Sorry for my squeaking chair. I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. All right, now this is on the next day in the paper, 10/26. Catherine Davis disappeared without a trace, September 29th. Almost a month after she disappeared, detectives still have not determined whether she was killed or simply dropped out of sight. Davis of 3404.5 Park Ridge was last seen just before a fire gutted the garage apartment that she rented. The disappearance is just not consistent with her nature. Detective Pat Patterson said nothing that employers described her as a steady worker who seldom was late or missed work. We can't determine if it was foul play or she just walked away. We know a lot about her background, but we don't know what happened, he said. Her last paycheck at Wrigley Country Club was not picked up. Police found Davis's blue 1974 Dodge Dart abandoned at the Westcliff Manor Apartments, and I don't think that's right. It's 3481, not 3841. Residents said it had been parked there less than a mile from Davis's apartment since September 30th. The keys were inside the car. See, doesn't this all sound similar? Armin said, and it is possible that Davis left the car there and disappeared on her own. Patterson said, the traces of caked mud, flowers, and grass found in the wheels and frame of the car suggest that the vehicle might have been driven in a field, but they didn't find anything after searching. Yeah, so this is now we're moving forward almost a month and a half, like January 9th of 1995. Let's see. Police said they recovered portions of the skull, had only 2 teeth. Let me go back, see if I can find the first page of this. Let's see, bones, card, advance, Texas. And this was on 1985 in January 9th. Oh, that's it. Wait. Yeah, January 9th. That's the original story. Let me go back to the first part of it that I didn't get. Oh, that's good there. Let's see. Examined bones found in a creek near TCU. Map pinpoints a location. Oh, good. So let's let me get that. Body found. So right near, let me go to TCU campus. Let's see. Police Tuesday found more bones that they believe match the partial remains of a woman found Saturday in a creek on the Texas Christian University campus. Fort Worth Police Captain Ben Dumas said officers found ribs and vertebrae late Tuesday afternoon. At about 4:30 a.m. Tuesday, the lone police officer guarding the site where the body was found discovered part of a skull. He later found arm bones. Officer Mark Stevenson was guarding the area as city crews drained the small lake into which the creek flows. The creek is adjacent to the University of Worth Hills cafeteria. I was walking along the side of the lake and just hit it, the upper skull portion, with my flashlight. He said he had been checking the area every hour throughout the night. As the lake was drained, he found the skull just upstream from where the creek joined the lake. He searched further and found the arm bone 15 minutes later, about 20 feet away. The site is about a quarter mile from where the body was found. Authorities are trying to determine whether the victim was one of 3 young women missing from southwest Fort Worth. One of the 3 lived near TCU. Police said they plan to finish draining the 3-acre Worth Hills Lake to continue the search. The lake, which had been 10 to 12 feet deep, was about 2/3 drained when crews quit work at nightfall Tuesday. Police have been searching for the skull since the partially decomposed body was found Saturday. Investigators had feared that identification of the body, that of a young white woman who had been strangled, would be difficult without the skull. Yeah, that's right. They said, am I current? Are we talking about bones in the lake? Yeah. They said the skull, right arm, and portion of the upper torso had to come from separated from the body during decomposition. Yeah. Let's see. One of the 3 missing women, Catherine Davis, 23, lived less than half a mile from the creek. She was reported missing September 30th after her apartment at 3404 and a half Park Ridge Boulevard caught fire. There's a few other people. Cindy Heller, who we'll be talking about. Angela Everett. I mean, so I think there is another serial killer, or it's this. You know, we've already know who the serial killer is. I think there's another serial killer, or it's the Farian individual, just making his trips to Fort Worth because he did one of his murders, was confirmed there. Yeah. What's this part down here? A native of Australia who settled in Fort Worth a few months ago. She said she has traveled around the world. The accounts of violence around the Fort Worth area surprised her. It seemed like a country town, she said. I feel more nervous here now than I did when I lived in Los Angeles. A friend gave her some instructions on self-defense, she said. She had added his telephone number to an automatic dialing device on her telephone. The bookstore clerk understands Henderson's feelings. She said she and her husband moved out of the TCU area recently, but hope to move back soon. Yeah, it was just a really nightmare right during this time frame. I think there was 11 women that were murdered in like a year. I mean, it was wild. So then on the 25th, bones identified as Davis. Okay, so now that we know that those are hers, we're going to go to the TCU campus. Probably, that looks like it right there. And is that the lake? Let's see. Bel Air Drive. Okay. And I see this pond right here. It has a general similar shape there. Amon Carter Stadium. Oh, so now we're way up here. Okay, I think it's down this area. I think that's it right there. Because that's the north, yeah, there we go, north, and then West Barry would be this one, right? No, gotta turn the road sign on. Yeah, West Barry. There we go. And so it's this pond right here. And she was found just like right in this area. And then that's the pond that they drained and found. So she was probably dumped in the pond, decomposed, and then, you know, maybe right near the edge, her body drifted down, and then, you know, they drained the pond and found more body parts. I mean, how ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, you know, bodies float when the gases of decomposition start. And he probably drove right to here and just put her body into the pond here, right at that edge, and then she floated around. I don't know if he weighted her down or what. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's interesting because nobody found her for so long. It's almost like she was weighted down and then came to the surface. But it's also during winter months, so it's possible that it froze over and she was sort of held under for a while, right? And then decomposed while in the water. Although, you know, really icy cold water like that would have preserved her a little bit better. So that's interesting too. So this is the little pond right there. And then right at that corner is where they say she was found, and that's why I'm going right to the corner right there. Yeah, everything works here. This is newer, I think. Let's see what happens if I go back in time. Yeah, that's perfect. Look at this. This is, yeah, see right there, that parking area? That's why I said it was newer, because that doesn't look like that at all, but it does now. See that? In this picture, that looks just like that. Everything's the same. Like right here, that is right there. And then right here is that little point where that body found on that, right there. But if you go forward in time, watch what happens. The whole area is totally different. But back in, like, that's 1998. 85 it's not clear enough. 95 is pretty good. And so this is almost exactly how they have it. And she's found right there. Okay. The beauty of Google Earth. All these are newer. All this whole thing right here. So it is hers. The arrest, let's see. Fort Worth police late Thursday night arrested a suspect in 2 slangs and 7 rapes after receiving a tip from an informant. Little information was available on the suspect late Thursday. The arrest came on the same day bones found in a field in far south Fort Worth were identified as the remains of Catherine Davis. Well, they weren't really found in a field. It was... What are you guys talking about? Since September 29th. Found in a field in far south Fort Worth. She was found right here, though. Unless, wait, hold on. There's a lot of bodies at this time, so let's just make sure. Here, hold on. Yeah, Catherine Davis are the remains that were found in at the TCU campus. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about in these later articles where it said she was found in a field. That doesn't make any sense. Slain woman was on top of the world. In Fort Worth, she worked at several jobs, including waitressing and the Casa Bonita restaurant. See, this is what's weird. There's a lot of these overlaps. In the summer of 1983, she worked with Lisa Griffin at Mama Pizza. Griffin, 20, of Fort Worth, was found dead January 9th near Benbrook. Ironically, Davis was the first and Griffin in the last of 5 women whose disappearances prompted the creation of a special investigation task force. Yeah. Davis, who also worked at the Wrigley County Country Club until her disappearance. An earlier slaying victim, Mary Till, 27, of Arlington, also had worked at Ridgely Country Club before Davis. Circumstances surrounding Till's disappearance and the death bear close similarities to other women's. Davis lived alone with a cat in her $195 a month garage apartment. She left notes to her landlady, Jerry Mosley, signed Cat or MEW. And this was kind of weird. A 22-year-old inmate of the Tarrant County Jail was implicated Tuesday night in a plan to have a teenage rape victim and her mother killed, according to police sources. The suspect, Mark Amos Webb of 925 Pecan Street. Let me put that in there. 925 Pecan Street. Yeah, it doesn't land on a house for some reason. No, that's Crowley, though. Never mind. In Crowley, there it is. Different place. Mark Amos Webb. The suspect, Mark Amos Webb of 925 Pecan Street in Crowley, also was questioned by police in the slaying of Catherine Davis, 23, whose scattered remains were found January 23rd, 4 months after she disappeared from her Southwest Fort Worth apartment. On January 23rd, Webb saw a television news announcement that unidentified bones had been found in far south Fort Worth and called cellmates that the remains were those of Davis and that he had killed her, police said. Why do they keep saying that she was found in a field when the other article just showed you exactly where she was found? Well, actually, let me see. Does this count as... Okay, so that is far south. Well, that's where that is, though. And this is Fort Worth, and I guess that is kind of south, but it's not like far south. And told cellmates that the remains were those of Davis and that he had killed her. Webb, who has been in jail since January 18th, was told he is suspected of soliciting the murder of the teenagers who he is charged with raping. Davis is one of 9 women who disappeared from or were found slain in southwest Fort Worth between September 1984 and January 1985. Still missing is some other, Angela Ewert, 22, whose car was found abandoned on Interstate 20 near Interstate 35. Yeah, so now they're starting to list these other women that are missing. And so, that one, all these are still unsolved today, by the way. Oh, is that what that is? Well, there's I-20, and it's not below I-20. It's right there. They just showed us on a map where she was found. Now, were there other body parts found somewhere else? I don't know. This is where her apartment is. This is where her car was found, and then her body was found right here. I-20 is down here, so it's definitely not south of that. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? I just want to make sure that I got that right. Bones identified. And then the article that showed where that the bones were found. The lake is drained. And was that? Yeah, that's the lake. Bones uncovered as lake is drained. Yeah. And it's right there. I don't know why they keep saying that. It's driving me batty, really. I hate when there's inconsistencies like that. Alright, so now we're moving on to Cindy Heller now. And you'll see her picture in the next article. Let's see. Police are investigating the disappearance of Fort Worth woman who vanished Monday night. This is 1984, October 27th. The first case was right at the end of September. Thanks, Kit Kat. Police are investigating the disappearance of a Fort Worth woman who vanished Monday night while apparently delivering a message for a stranded woman. The car of Cindy Heller, 23, of 5421 Pershing Avenue. 5421 Pershing Avenue, Fort Worth. And that's where she lives. Or lived, I guess, at the time. Cindy Heller. I gotta move these back up to where they're supposed to be. There we go. So the car of Cindy Heller, 23 of 5421 Pershing Avenue, was found Tuesday night on the parking lot of Hunter Ridge Apartments. So again, the car is abandoned in another apartment complex. Interesting. 4800 River Ranch Boulevard. And that's where her car was found. Inside this apartment complex. So probably, you know, who knows? Let's just put it over here. Sounds like a pattern. It looks like foul play. We have no reason to suspect foul play except this gal was level-headed, had more than one job, and always reported on time. The car was damaged by a small fire. Wow, so another fire, right? Was possibly caused by spontaneous combustion of paper inside, police said. Heller was last seen late Monday, police said. She was on her way home from a dance class when she stopped to help a stranded woman and took her to a restaurant. The woman asked her to take a note to an apartment complex where two friends lived. Police said the men told them, Heller was last seen late Monday. She was on her way home from a dance class when she stopped to help a stranded woman and took her to a restaurant. Yeah, this was weird. I was having a hard time understanding. Yeah. So she helped a stranded woman and took her to a restaurant. The woman asked her to take a note to an apartment complex where two friends lived. Police said the men told them they found the note pinned to their door. Heller's locked car was nearby. Police searched a nearby wooded area for Heller Monday night. Tiroff said Heller was described as 5 foot. What the hell? That is weird right there. That's she helps a stranded woman, and she goes, "Yeah, we need to drop a note off at an apartment complex." And then they go there to drop the note off, and then her car is still at that apartment complex, and she's gone. Wow. Police searched a nearby wooded area for Heller. Alright, so let's see. Let me go back in time again. Okay, that was a wooded area, I'm sure. Not absolutely wooded, but you know, you can see you could have had, she could have been in some woods right there. But yeah, it's different now. Strange. So that's her right there, Cindy Heller. A $5,000 reward is being offered for information leading to finding a Fort Worth woman who mysteriously disappeared Monday night while attempting to deliver a message for a stranded woman. So the woman went with her, though, right? The car belonging to Cindy Heller, 23, of 5421 Pershing Avenue, was found slightly damaged Tuesday night in the parking lot of Hunter Ridge Apartments in the 4800 block of River Ranch Boulevard. The damage was caused by a small fire. Let's see. But the woman's disappearance, Tiroff said, looks like foul play. We have no reason to suspect foul play except this gal was level-headed. 5'4" and 100 pounds. For any information leading to the whereabouts of Cindy Heller, she's 23, 5'4", 100 pounds, shoulder-length brown hair, green eyes. She was last seen wearing a white sweatshirt, light gray warm-up pants, white tennis shoes, last seen near Bennigan's on Hoolan Street. Children find a new, this is, so that was October 28th, now it's January 6th, 1985. Children playing near a creek on the Texas Christian University campus. What, so is this the body? They must have mixed these up a little bit. Children playing near a creek on the Texas Christian University campus discovered a headless body Saturday afternoon that police tentatively identified as that of a woman. This sounds just like, well, let's see who we're talking about here. Swan and police could not speculate on whether the body might be one of 3 women. One of the missing women, Catherine Davis, lived less than, yeah, so this is that same article that we were reading. They just mentioned her name in it, so I have it. And that's actually the body, part of the body being moved away. Swan said the nude body was found at about 4 p.m. by neighborhood children playing by the creek near TCU. He said the youth found the body and ran home to tell their parents. Parents sent an older child to the creek to see if the youths were correct. When the older youth confirmed what the others had said, TCU campus police were called. Let's see. Heller was reported missing on October 23rd after going to an apartment complex to deliver a message to a friend of a stranded motorist. Her car, which was burned on the inside, was found at Hunter Ridge. So that, but see, that burning there is so similar to that apartment being burned. You know, the garage that was converted to an apartment. All right. Woman found in creek likely was strangled, they're saying. And it's still, that's the body that hasn't been identified. Cindy Heller never met a stranger. Kazumi Gillespie knew Cindy Heller for the briefest of time, less than 2 hours on a chilly night in October, when circumstances and car trouble drew them together, but it was long enough for them to become friends. They met October 22nd when Gillespie's car stalled. So this is the lady, Kazumi Gillespie. They met October 22nd when Gillespie's car stalled at 9:30 p.m. at a stoplight where the westbound Interstate 20 access road intersects with South Drive. Heller, 23, was on her way to her first jazz dance. Let me see where that car broke down is. So I-20 is down. Where was that? I-20... right here. South Drive. Is this still south right here? No. South Drive. South Drive. Oh, there it goes. And there's 20. So it's right around in this area where the car was picked up. Gillespie car troubles. I gotta switch this color. I can't see it. Well, is this interesting for you guys that have longer attention spans? So it's right here, and now we're going to get to the explanation for it. They met October 22nd when Gillespie's car stalled at 9:30 p.m. at a stoplight where the westbound Interstate 20 access road intersects. So westbound, let me go. I bet you there's a stop sign almost right where I have that pin. I would think, maybe. Let's see. Now, hard to say. Plus, it's 35 years ago. Yeah, see, that's South Drive, South Drive. So it has to be right there. I mean, that's where it intersects. But it doesn't look like, well, let's see. I guess you could, yeah, right there, you could take a right and go down there. So maybe these were stop signs instead of lights. And that was at 9:30. Put that there. Hey, we got 290 watching. Make sure to hit that like button. And also, if you'd like to help out the channel, we so far this year donated $36,000 to true crime related charities. When you send in super chats, it helps the channel, the charities, and allows me to keep doing what I'm doing as well. But I donate about 40 to 50% of the net income from YouTube. And last year we did 22, so I think we're at what are we at now? No, 35 we've done this year. So it's 57 since January 2020, right as the pandemic was about to start. So there we go. And if you're wondering and you're new here, we've donated $4,500 to RAIN, which is violence against women. NCMEC, $4,450. That's National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Libby Nabby Ballpark, $1,500. That's the Delphi case. DNA Fund, $17,500. That's very expensive stuff. Texas Equisearch, $5,050. Innocence Project, $1,000. And the Charlie Project, $500. And there you go. So we're doing pretty good. If I do say so myself. And it's all because of the freaks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thanks, LM. As in Element Open. What point did what happened there? Miss K, you just proved my point. I don't know what that means. What point? I wasn't even reading what you're saying. Who's mousy? What happened? Who's mousy? Who asked the question? What happened? What's going on? Do we have drama tonight again? Just out of nowhere, just drama, yeah, I'm going to be getting rid of that pony pretty quick. We'll come up with something else. I don't know who Mousy is. Yeah. Oops. Okay, well, if you're the person named Scott, whatever, just send me your email with your channel link in it. Yeah, you have to send me your channel link in an email, and then I can unblock it. Sometimes even if you unblock an account, it stays blocked. You have to actually give them permissions on your channel, then you remove them from permissions, and then they're back in them.
Chewbacca?
It's way more complicated. I spent like 3 hours trying to figure it out one day.
Chewbacca wave.
All right, so there you go. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you're in here, I was just reading a comment. If you're in here, I mentioned this the other night. We had some of our actual subscribers were blocked by a couple rogue people. Okay, so I don't know what the deal is there, how that was all achieved, but all a moderator would have to do was go to a show that's already been on, go to the live chat replay, click on somebody and block them, and then they're hidden from the channel. Okay? Even if they just blocked them from themselves. So that's how it works. I don't know if it was done intentionally or not, but if you feel like you were blocked send me an email with your channel address on it, and I'll make sure to put you back in there, okay? Yeah, so I've noticed that, like, look at right now on my channel, like, we started the show with 67,411. Now it's 67,406, and there's been nothing controversial on here. So it's really kind of strange. What's going on? I don't know who's doing that or what. It's almost like I'm going to have to... Yeah, some of them are accidental blocks. I know that. Some are accident where you just click on something. Your cell phone makes it easy to do it, but I think something strange is going on. Like right now, see, it just went down another for nothing, you know? I don't really want to do a community post about it. It's pretty obvious. I mean, if you're not going to the show to hear what I just said, then what's the point anyways? You're there, quietly frozen. All you had to do was type in, am I here? But thank you.
Checking to see if I am here.
Yep, you're there. And thank you, Mike S., Kathy Freidenmaker, Paul Ayers, Speakeasy Dallas. Yeah, I just don't want to... If you're somebody out there and you feel like you were blocked, send me an email with your channel URL, and then I'll fix it. Okay? I don't know what the deal is or what's going on, but something's really strange going on with my account. You know? Like, I almost always get 30, 40, 50 subs every single day, and I've gone backwards for 10 days or 8 days straight. I've lost people. So I don't know what's going on there. Sometimes there's this purging thing where they remove accounts that are spam from various places, but I don't know. It's just feeling pretty strange. And that's the sad part, is that you got these channels that are just submining, covering the Gabby Petito case over and over again, and it's just, there's nothing new going on. It's all gossip bullshit that people just love it to death. I mean, it's unreal. And they're getting thousands and thousands of subs every week, and I'm trying to do it the right way, and it's really getting frustrating when you're not submining and you're not able to, like right now, the number of people watching is the same number that I normally get watch. Maybe a little bit more, 250, 350, 400. Doing a live show. So sometimes when you see these people with 10,000 people watching, you sort of wonder, is that real? Because there's nothing really interesting going on those shows. And you kind of wonder what's going on. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to this. I guess. It's weird. Speakeasy. No, they're not LM. She's not a moderator anymore, neither is the other person. So we're just gonna start moving forward here. Thanks, Zozo. And Georgina Stoliker. Cindy Heller, never met a stranger. So now I just want to hear how this went down with the vehicle. All right, like how did that happen? And how does it all make sense? Kazumi Gillespie knew Cindy Heller. Cindy Heller's the missing woman. For the briefest of time, less than 2 hours on a chilly night in October, when circumstance and car trouble drew them together, but it was long enough for them to become friends. They met October 22nd, thanks JD, when Gillespie's car stalled at 9:30 p.m. at a stoplight where the westbound Interstate 20 access road intersects South Drive. Heller, 23, was on her way to her first jazz dance class at the Bruce Lee Dance Factory. Is that still there? I doubt it. That name. Oh my god, it's still there. Are you kidding? Wow, look at that. 30-something years later, it's still there. It's Bruce Lee, I guess. Dance Factory. Yeah, so where did she... She lived here. Wonder why she would have gone that way. Why would she ever be down there? Maybe that address moved too. And so she stopped to offer help. When Gillespie was unable to contact friends to pick her up, Heller stayed by her side. They drank together at Bennigan's restaurant. Let's see if that's there. I don't think so. No. Maybe that... Yeah. Well, if anybody can find where... Well, here's how I can do it. Hold on a second. Let me give it a shot here. Hold on a second. www.newspapers.com. Bennigan's Restaurant. Location, Texas. 1980 to 1990. Operates 88 Steak and Ale and Bennigan's Restaurant in Texas, the Dallas corporate headquarters with about 340. Alright, let me just find one that's got a, maybe that one. That looks like an ad for Bennigan's, and that one is at, that's not it. That's Jim. Where's Bennigan's on here? Right there. Bennigan's now hiring 8250 Bedford. Let me see. 8250 I don't think that's the right one. There it is. Better food. There it is. 6540 Camp Bowie. There we go. 6540 Camp Bowie. It's going to be right near where that car is, though. No, it's not really. Wonder why they went there. Bennigan's. Wonder why they would go all the way up there to Bennigan's. Just past the dance theater up around. That's kind of almost back towards her house again. So she lives there, Bennigan. So she's over here. And then, you know, that's the access road. And somehow she's heading to Bruce Lee Dance Factory, but picked her up and then drove all the way up to here. And then later says, oh yeah, we got to drop a note off at this apartment complex. Pretty weird. Let's see. They parted at 11:20 p.m. Heller was never... Okay. When Gillespie was unable to contact friends to pick her up, Heller stayed with her by her side. They drank together at Bennigan's restaurant and bar across from... Okay, where's Hewlin Mall? I just want to make sure, verify it here. Hewlin Mall. Oh, wow. So her car was found. So that's not where Bennigan's was at that time. See, I was wondering why it would be way up there, because it seemed like they would have gone a place close to where... So there's Hewlin Mall. So now let's revisit the... we're going to have to go back to... hold on. Oh, crap. I gotta get this all dialed in. You know how it goes. Bennigan's Restaurant. Let's try it. Fort Worth, Texas. 1984. Come on. Restaurants on small strip center, stand across the street. What article is this? Oh yeah. So that looks like about when they were going to be changed. Let's see. There it is, 1500. No, it's a different restaurant. Where the hell is Bennigan? Right there. Bennigan's restaurant open 5001. Hewlin Mall 5001. Something like, yeah, right there. There we go. Boom. That was it. At one point. 5001 South. So that's where it used to be. Let's see what... but that's Bennigan's. That makes more sense. I guess it moved at one point. After the development came in. So I'll get rid of this one up here. Now it makes more sense. So they meet right there. They go over and have some drinks, waiting for a friend. And then she says, hey, can you leave a message over here at this apartment complex? Oh, thank you very much, Ingrid, on PayPal there. Thank you very much. And then also Barbara, thank you. Now I know the other name, but I won't say it so that they're not connected. Okay, hold on. Oops. Where am I getting a message from? Somebody said they sent me a message. Hold on. God, I just want to get back to the case. No. Well, if you're out there, Steph May, well, you have to try signing off of YouTube and back in again. And if not, send me your YouTube, email me your YouTube channel, Steph May. Okay? Email me your YouTube channel. I'll see what's going on. But if not, try signing out of Google and then back in. Alright? Okay, so that makes sense. So Gillespie tried to phone nearby friends. They parted at 11:20. Heller was never seen alive, having spent her last accountable hours with a perfect stranger. If Cindy Heller had a major flaw, friends said, it was a personality so outgoing and trusting that no one was a stranger long. She never met a stranger. Everybody was her friend instantly. It's just like, welcome to my life, said Fort Worth interior designer Tunny Foy 50, who met Heller through her Fort Worth boyfriend. Maybe death was the price she had to pay for that part of her personality. It's sad, said Gillespie, who lives in Bedford. Everybody, her family, her boyfriend, and I, it's been painful, I'm sure it says. It's been painful. She was just trying to help me. Authorities on Wednesday identified a decomposed body found in a creek bed on the Texas Christian University campus. So now they're saying that was Heller's body. See, the body that was found on the campus was her body. Even though the article said it was, God, how frustrating. They said it was Catherine Davis. You remember that? That's unreal. Okay. So now I have to go back. This is frustrating. Shortly before her disappearance, didn't offer what she wanted. She was on the top. Skeleton, that of, okay. Her disabled car was found October 7th. Davis' death is being investigated. Let's see. Davis's body was found in heavy underbrush by surveyors in a field about 50 yards west of Santa Fe railway track and 200 yards north of Farm Road. Okay, well, let's now, I'm going to switch that over then. So that's actually Heller here. I don't know, Janine. I'm just doing my own thing. You can go, you know. Nobody has a clue. I think it might even be the guy we were talking about last night. He sounds like exactly the same MO and everything. Alright, let's see. So that is actually Cindy Heller. I'm going to change the color back over to the purple. Alright. So that's where she was found. And that's weird. So she's here, here, note. Then she's found in a pond over here, dead, and like body parts. So that's Cindy Heller there. Now we're going to go and back in time and go get the correct location of, hold on, we'll move that to Now we got to get to the correct location of Catherine. And they just said where that was. It was Santa Fe Railroad Tracks, 50 yards west of Santa Fe Railroad Track. Okay, Farm Road 1025. This should be way south down here. No. Farm Road 1025. No. God. West of Crowley, Texas. Yeah, see now it's making sense. That's Crowley down here. West of Crowley. And so maybe that road's in Crowley, Texas. The Farm Road 1025. No. Don't know. So she was found down here somewhere. Well, here's some numbers. 1020. $10.20, $10.21. $16, $20, $21. Oh. Don't know where. Oh, there's 1022. 22 still. 10. Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason either. It's just. Yeah. That was just really crappy reporting to have it like that. So, are you guys able to see Steph May at all anymore? Yeah, I'm trying to find this 1025 road here, but it's really tough. I can see these numbers on them though, and I'm just not sure how to refer to them. How about if I just say 1025? So that's Crowley. Supposed to be just west of here. And then they said something about train tracks. Is that what these are? Okay, maybe there. I will just put a pin out here somewhere, just randomly. Body and Somewhere out here. That's Crowley. It was west of Crowley. Some railroad tracks. Couldn't find 1025 quickly, but it's out here somewhere. Okay, so are you guys able to see Steph May when she types in? Oh. Weird. Well, somebody in there said that. How did somebody in there know that she sent me a message then? You know, how did anybody in here know that? If you can't read her comments. Or west of Santa Fe rail tracks and 200 yards north of Farm Road 10. Okay, so that's going to be a Crowley. It's going to be a horizontal road. Just want to give it one more shot here. There's a railroad track. $10.42. Brutal. Can't find it. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. Alright, so at least we cleared up that mess. Kinda. Alright, we're still on her 20-year-old found along railroad tracks. So that's the Lisa Griffin, another person. But I think her murder was, I thought it was solved, hers. Let's see. No, hers is still, but you know, they have her listed as some crazy, not crazy, but like, you have her listed as 55-year-old in this one. She's definitely not 55. And so in her case, a 19-year-old man admits he shot and killed a woman friend, but says he could not be tried for murder because she asked him to do it. He's talking about Lisa Griffin, 20, right here. So she was found. I just loaded this up because Hiller's name's mentioned in the next page or something like that. But I mean, doesn't this girl, she's very pretty too. They're all really pretty. Yeah, I went to FM 1025 and I didn't find it. I typed that exact word in. I went FM 1025. See, I already did that. Yeah, I typed it in like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, well, why are you mixed up this account? It's been pretty clear. I've been, you know, they just had the bodies in the wrong spot. I just fixed it for you. But thanks for letting us all know that you were confused. All right. You think it's CR 12010? Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not going to try anymore, you guys. I've already done it. All right. So this is the other. Only 2 hours before Griffin's body was found, police identified the body that had been pulled from a creek on the Texas Christian University campus Saturday as Cindy Heller. Authorities said that they have no evidence linking Griffin's death with Heller. All right. I've already tried all the things that you guys want me to type in. That they don't. It's not there. All right. So does everything make sense now? That it was actually Cindy Heller that was found on the TCU campus at 9:30 at night. She was here driving to get to her class over here, and you know, maybe that's the way to go. Like you would go maybe down like that from here down this road, across that bridge, down to here. Maybe, or I don't know how she got to right there. You know, I don't know. But anyways, at that location, she comes across a woman named Gillespie whose car is broken down. And then they just went over here to Bannigan's and had some drinks. And she called a few friends, but she couldn't get to the apartment to give them a note. So she said, would you mind leaving a note over there? So apparently she left over here and left a note at this apartment, and then her body's found all the way up here, right here at TCU campus in this lake, but her car was found in the exact apartments that she went to drop the notes off. So that's kind of weird, right? It seems like that was an opportunity killer. I mean, did they check the two people that the door that she left the note on? I mean, somebody got her that quick. Just she leaves a note and then boom, by the time she got to her car, I guess that's kind of how it works. And then the other case, remember she lived in this apartment right back here, and somebody said they heard her, and then the apartment burned down. This building back here was a garage converted to an apartment. It burnt down. And then her car was found at this apartment complex, which is similar to that last case, the other one. And then her body was found way down over here somewhere, out in this area. Yeah. See, I tried the RR 1025 before. Let me try. No. I keep getting stuck. I just want to see it. Just want to see the 1025. So there we go. Now I'm going to move on to Angela Leigh Ewert, which we've seen in some of the other articles too. All right, hold on. I got to do something here really fast with Steph May here. Let's see. Ah, yeah, you were blocked. Steph May's account was blocked, man. Can you believe that shit? Unreal. Unreal. I might have to, like, you know, I don't know what's going on here. This is crazy. So I just unblocked you, but I got to do something else first. No, bots aren't doing anything. Yeah. Sorry, you guys. I don't mean to. Got a lot of weird drama shit going on for no reason. All right, it should be all good. Steph May, try to type something in. See what happens. Thanks, Leigh D. Okay. Now we're on to Angela Lee Ewert. A car belonging to a missing Fort Worth woman was found abandoned. See, isn't it weird how there's all these cars that are found every time? Angela Lee Ewert, 21, and she lived at 7262 Mary Lane, Fort Worth. Right here. Yeah, there you go. There's Steph May. Thank you. I might not even be able to get to that other case, the Smith, so switch that over for tomorrow. Yeah, man, that was weird. I don't know why you would be blocked. Makes you wonder what's going on out there. Thanks, Lanny M. Alright, so Angela Lee Ewert, 21, of 7262 Mary Lane, a programmer for radio station UEGL-FM in Arlington, was reported missing about 7 a.m. today by her father, her father and fiance, police said. Later in the morning, her car was found in the 300 block of Southeast Loop 820. Okay. So 300. That sounds familiar, that loop. Southeast Loop 820. There we go. Hey, why does that sound familiar? From like yesterday. Okay. So she lived there. Her car's abandoned here. I'm gonna go to this and hide this one. See, Deborah Taylor, by the way, Deborah Taylor from last night, she was part of this group, but she was the one that was confirmed to be one of the victims of Farian later. So I'm going to remove that one so that we have just sort of a clear look at the different cases here. You can see the light blue, purple, and then yellow is this one. Okay, so the Fort Worth police spokesman Doug Clark said it appeared a flat tire had been changed at the scene. Huh. Police said a clerk at a nearby convenience store said Ewert bought gas there Monday night. Richard Squires, Ewert's fiance, said she left his residence, all right, so he lived, the fiance lived, I love the reporting back then, man. You get like every 6205 Whitman Avenue. So that's where the boyfriend lived. And that's at 11 o'clock. So she left that residence at 11 p.m. to drive home. Early this morning, Ewert's father called Squires to inquire about his daughter because she has not arrived home. Officers said they found a broken pocket knife near the car. The vehicle was taken to the police auto pound so officials could search for fingerprints. Detective Captain Ben Dumas said there were no indications of violence where the car was abandoned. Ewert was last seen wearing a red sweater, blue jeans, and tennis shoes. She's 5'9" and weighs 130 pounds. Search for women continues. That's her right there on the side, Angela Ewert. Despite air and ground searches by police hunting for clues, a 21-year-old Fort Worth woman remained missing early today, the third since September. Angela Leigh Ewert of 7262 Mary Lane, a programmer for rock and roll station KEGL-FM in Arlington, was reported missing at about 7 a.m. Tuesday by her father and fiancé. Ewert's 1984 Mercury Topaz was found in the 300 block of Southeast Loop 820. Garvin said it appeared a flat tire had been changed on the car. But if it was changed, so somebody pulled over, helped her change the tire, and it's at that point that he abducted her? We're looking at it having happened at about 12:30 this morning. When Ewert's father discovered Tuesday morning she had not arrived home, he called her fiancé. Officers said they found a broken pocket knife near Ewert's car. The vehicle was taken to the police auto pound. I wonder what that's all about. Garvin said foul play is suspected. He said it did not appear Ewert's disappearance is connected to the September 30th disappearance of Catherine Davis, 23. I don't know, man. I think they're all related. You know, they all have cars. It's always something to do with the car. And then, I don't know. That car, though, that seems to be more like a the ruse where you know. I mean, she must have had an actual flat tire, unless somebody actually punctured her tire on purpose and was going to be the knight in shining armor, knowing that their car was going to be flat. We've seen that before too. FW woman's third reported missing. So basically that's about the same as the last one. So, and 2 weeks later, police await autopsy report to identify a body of a woman. Police today were awaiting results of an autopsy to determine whether the body of a young woman found in a creek in North Fort Worth, now it's North, right, is one of 3 women who have disappeared since fall. The body, partially covered with a mattress and a battered television set, was found about 3 p.m. Sunday in Marine Creek by 7 boys who were bicycling. Yeah. So Don't really know where Marine Creek is yet. Probably up here somewhere. I'm just going to put body found Angela. I'm sure I'm not near it, but I'll get it here in a minute. The partially submerged nude body of a white woman was found under a bridge in the 3400 block of Angle Avenue. All right. And that's quite a bit of ways from there. And that's the bridge right there that officer standing under. Probably just car pulled up and threw her off, I would imagine. Yeah, and you could see either way if there was going to be anybody coming. So her abandoned vehicle was there. So the car was probably on the right-hand side of the road. And so she'd probably was over on this side. And there's an officer under the bridge looking and moving things around. Body was not decomposed. It has probably only been here a short while, said homicide detective. Pentagraph said the woman was wearing a watch on her left wrist and gold chain necklace. He would not speculate on the woman's age, but witnesses said the victim possibly was in her mid-20s. We couldn't tell if, we couldn't tell if she was sexually abused. We can't really speculate on what happened or what it is. We won't know anything until her autopsy. Police have been baffled by the similarities in the disappearance of 3 Fort Worth women and suspect they were victims of violence. Angela Leigh Ewert, 21, of 7262 Mary Lane, has been missing since December 11th. Ewert's car was found on Southeast Loop 820, and a broken knife was on the ground near the car. Police believe Ewert and an employee of radio station KEGL FM in Arlington was abducted after she was stranded by car trouble. A tire on her car had been changed. Cindy Heller, 23, of 5421 Pershing Avenue, has been missing since October. So these overlap, you see. They've already found her in, when I covered her story. All 3 missing women are white, it says at the bottom. And then, so this is July 10th, 1985, so much later. Angela Leigh Ewert has been missing for 7 months, but she has not been forgotten, and her mother, Ann Ewert, hopes memorial service Friday for her 21-year-old daughter might cause someone to remember something new about her disappearance. Thank you, Scott Holland. Let's see. Angela Ewert has not been seen since she stopped at a convenience store in the Wedgwood area to buy gas. I guess we didn't have that. Where's Wedgwood? Okay, so that's near her boyfriend's house. So let's see. Gas stations near 6205 Whitman Avenue. So she probably went to one of these right here. Makes sense. And then you get right onto the freeway there. That makes complete sense. If that, it's got to be the. So you're at the boyfriend's house, you get gas, and then. Well, let's see. And that's where her vehicle was, though. So right here, she gets onto that, then boom, over here. And she was probably headed home, which makes sense. See, this makes sense right here. You're here, you get onto this highway, and then right, I don't know how you would get onto that freeway. Maybe there's another route. Looks like you can go. Looks like right here you can get onto it. So I don't know if she. Oh yeah, you take a right there, and then right here get onto the freeway, and then she was heading home to her house, which is over here, but she ends up getting a flat tire in this area, and it's still consistent with going home because she would have driven like this and then to her house, right? But at that point, somebody abducted her and took her all the way up here and threw her body off this bridge. And that person makes you wonder where they live, if they live up, you know, kind of in that area or something like that, because they drove almost like on their way to where they might be heading. Yeah, so I mean, you can picture what happened here, right? So let me just do this again. She's over at her boyfriend's house. She stops here to get gas, drives right down this road, goes down this road right like that, drives, and continues to drive or on it. And then she probably noticed, oh crap, I got a flat tire. Took this exit right here. And, you know, I just put the pin there, but it's probably like right here. And then she pulls over to the side of the road. And then somebody comes by and sees that her car is like that, you know, with a flat tire, comes over to help, but then abducts her right after fixing the tire, apparently. And they probably know that because the vehicle has the spare tire on, which doesn't look like the you know, the regular tire. So that was pretty obvious probably to them. And then the killer immediately took her from that location, and, you know, let's see what they would have done from here. You know, I don't know where the closest, he could even have been right there, just boom, took that highway, got back onto this freeway here, and shot up this direction, and eventually ended up killing her and putting her right there under the bridge. Hopefully that made some sense. I mean, none of this really makes sense that these psychos do this shit, but hopefully that makes sense. Man, I never got a vacation tonight. I still don't have a new vacation set yet. But maybe a vacation would get us back up to a normal night. And then we'll get on to the let's see, where are we at on this one? Yeah, there's just a little bit left on it. Maybe I'll just finish this. Victim found in puzzling 1984-85 slang. So she wasn't found for like 7 months later. Wait, but didn't they say she wasn't decomposed? How is that possible? They said that, right? Oh, now that's confusing. Maybe, did I read that? Was that a different article? I thought I just read that a minute ago. That might have been one of the other... the service will be at 3 p.m. Let's see. She stopped at a convenience store to buy gas when her car was found the next day in the 200 block of Southeast Loop. A flat tire had been changed. Her purse was found in February in a creek bed near Holland Mall. Well, how weird is that? Hold on. Where's the Holland Mall? Is exactly that same mall. That wasn't that this one? Yeah. A creek bed by Holland Mall. Wow. How could that be coincidental? Remember, here's the Holland Mall. That's where the other, Bannigan's, the car found, Holland Mall, and then it was found in a creek bed near here, right there probably, right? Well, that's Holland Mall. Sorry, hold on a second. I don't know where the creek bed is. I'm just going to say purse and creek bed. Thank you, Nicole Wilson. All right. Memorial Service Plan. Her car was found the next day, her purse 2 months later. But Angie Ewert has not been forgotten. The creek is also near Hunter's Ridge Apartments, where a burned out car belonging to Cindy Heller, there you go, look at, was found October 23rd. See? They brought up the same connection. Hiller's body was found January 5th. She had been strangled. And now that you think about it, I mean, she was right here at her boyfriend's house, gas there. Now you're right in the vicinity of where Heller was abducted from her vehicle. See? And those two cases are very similar, because the victim's vehicle was left behind and the victim was taken in another vehicle somewhere else. Hey, thank you, LM and Leigh. Yeah. Hey, Amber Maiden, thank. Wow, I didn't even see you guys. Well, thanks. Yeah, I guess I don't need the vacation then. Yeah. Well, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. LM, Leigh D, everybody. Awesome. Thank you. Now, this is really interesting for me. I know we're kind of been all over the place because of the drama shit with the people being blocked and removed. Like right there, that was one of them right there, right? That was one of the people that was removed. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Jesus. Hold on. Yeah, I think we're all good. Cool. Wasn't sure for a second there, but... Hey, thanks, Steph May. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Boom! Thank you very much. And Leigh D. Not Liver D, but Leigh D. Okay, you guys get that? Man, I think these are both are related right here. Almost very similar situations here. You kind of wonder how this went down, because she went to that apartment on purpose. I don't know where the creek is that's near this apartment. I did see down here this creek, so let's just say that that's it. Right in there, you know. And if that's true, how did that get there? And this killer's driving around throwing things all over the place, right? How would you guys think that this purse got in a creek when she obviously got gas here and then she had a flat tire over here? Did the person drive over here because they live near here? That's why that happened? Well, here's something they might look at here. This case here is definitely a opportunity, the one that happened with Heller here. She dropped off the notes. This is an absolute opportunity situation here where somebody just saw her and went, oh, wow. And you'd think that now they live in this area here. So was this person, did he bring the purse back to where he lived later and throw it over here after dumping her body up here, right? So after Angela's body was dumped up here, then he goes back home. So he's trying to move her body as far away from his house as possible in Fort Worth. And then he comes back to where he lives in this general area, throws out the purse. There you go. Because that, I mean, for me, this one here, as soon as I saw that, I thought, that seems like somebody that just lives right around here. How would you even have been here to do that, right? Interesting. Thank you, Scott Holland. From what we have, I think it would be impossible to determine the cause of death. I can't find the spot where it says she wasn't decomposed. But I remember reading that. But now it sounds like she's a skeleton. From what we have, I think it'd be impossible to determine the cause of death. 2 lower arm bones, and a vertebrae were all that were found. August 11th. What case is that one? Oh yeah, that's when she was found. Wait. Yeah, you know, the problem is there's so many bodies around that it's hard to... So this is Ewert here that we're talking about. I don't know if that last one was it, so let's see. No, that's right. This is a memorial service here. And they don't even have her body, is what the deal is. Has been missing for 7 months, but she has not been forgotten. So this is Angela Leigh Ewert. And so what was the body then that we just... Man, this is absolutely nuts. What is this one here then? Angela Ewert has not been seen since stopped at a convenience store when her car was found the next day in the 200 block of South Loop 820. A flat tire had been changed. Man, are you guys... Now I am getting a little bit confused because now Ewert's body is not... Oh yeah, I don't even have her marked down yet where she was found, but hold on. No, I do. I have Angela Ewert's body found right here. But now I'm wondering, what body are we even looking at? When her car was found the next day, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to confuse you guys here, but now I gotta go figure this out again. Thank you, Quietly Frozen. I don't know if that was her body that was found up there. So this is what we were looking at, right? Whose body is this? Right, this is the one we were looking at. Angela Leigh Ewert, 21, of 7262 Mary Lane, has been missing since December 11th. Ewert's car was found on Southeast Loop 820. A broken knife was on the ground near the car. This is 1224. It's been missing since October 23rd. Her car was found. Parking lot. So I'm gonna have to remark this as unknown at this point, because that's not her. So other than everything else is correct on there, except this isn't her body right here. Okay, and because I just saw in my folder here that I have a 1993 article, which is years later, 9 years later, 8 years later, and this is when her body was found. Nearly a decade since a string of killings of attractive young women gripped the community in fear and hysteria, a skull has been identified as that of 21-year-old Fort Worth woman linked to that still lingering mystery, and that's her. Tarrant County Medical Examiner have identified the bones of Angela Ewert, punctuating but not solving the tragic puzzle involving 11 young women south and southwest Fort Worth were killed in a 9-month period starting September 1984. See, that can't be anything but a serial killer at that point, right? The identity of Ewert's killer remains a mystery, as is the case of all but one of the other slayings of 10 women. And one of the other ones was solved after this too, because this is 1993 and it was 1997 and later when Farian admitted to one of the women that are on that list. Okay, so Ewert, whose skull was discovered in an isolated trash-strewn area in southern Tarrant County, is the only one of these women whose bodies wasn't found within a few months after the disappearance. So she's in, where's Tarrant County? Man, these guys, they wrote it so confusingly because there were so many. Oh, it's not putting the counties in there. So Tarrant County is Fort Worth, so that doesn't help anybody. And it's south down here. So it was in southern county, so cause of death. 2 lower arm bones and vertebrae were all that were found August 11th with the skull. So let me see if I can find, usually when, in these newspaper articles, the the discovery of a bone, they're really specific on where, and then later they get less specific for some reason. I don't know why, but let's see. Skull found, and then we go to 1990. 1993. So Texas, 1993. And then I'm going to switch that to August. Oh, that right there, skull found last week. That's probably the one. So it would be the August 12th paper as when that would probably be in there. And that looks like this is going to be it. Trash removal worker discovers skull in south part of county. There we go. A worker cleaning trash from illegal dumping site in far south Tarrant County uncovered human skull yesterday. It was above the ground, just covered up by garbage, said Kenneth Sparks, who was driving a front-end loader when he found the skull. He said it rolled out from under the vehicle as he was moving a large pile of trash from the wooded, garbage-strewn area off. There we go. See what I'm saying? Now we have a road here off of there it is. Stevenson Levy Road. And that should be down here. Yeah, there we go. So Stevenson Levy Road. Off of Stevenson Levy Road near Redden Crowley Road. Okay, so let's just put a pin here quickly and then go to Redden Crowley. No, it's Rendon, not Red. So there we go. That's going to be the intersection right here. So somewhere around, in this area. I wonder if we go back in time. Well, that looks like a lot of trash right there. Wait, actually it goes like this. Hold on. Stephen Levy Road. Well, it doesn't really run into that. No, that's it. Stephen Levy Road. And then it's somewhere right around in here. So it's kind of weird because how close is this to that other random area that I couldn't find? Look, over here. So it said near Redden Crowley Road. Area off of Stevenson Levy Road. So it's off of this road near, yeah, so it could be like right here. Like I wonder if that's the where junk used to be. So it's actually off this road and they're just giving us near there. So I'm gonna move that and just say like right there. Yeah. Looks like maybe that was trash at one point. That's 1995, which is only 2 years after she was found, right there. That's 1995. Oh, that's kind of like on somebody's property. I don't know. I don't think it's this way because it's too nice. it's too bad satellite wasn't better. So it could be anywhere right around here, but I'm pretty sure it's on this side because this is too neighborhoody. Let's see. I know that's not a word. Or a phrase, anyway. An official with the medical examiner's office who asked not to be identified said authorities have suspicion on who it is but declined to give details. The official did not know whether the skull showed evidence of foul play. Hendricks said an anthropologist with the medical examiner's office estimated that the victim had been dead for about 2 years. Well, it was actually a lot longer than that. Jerry Wilson, owner of the Terrell construction company cleaning the site. Oh, well, let's see where that is. They probably were doing construction work and cleaning it, I guess. I don't know. Did not know whether the skull showed evidence of Hendricks, said an anthropologist with medical examiner's office. Okay. Jerry Wilson, owner of Terrell Construction Company, cleaning the site for the Dallas bank that owns it, said it had long been used as an illegal dumping area. All right, well, I think there's one more. Profile arrest. Ewert's remains were found in a wooded area several miles from Interstate 35 west off Stevenson Levee Road. Authorities believe Ewert's body was dumped at the location soon after she disappeared. She apparently had been wrapped in a piece of Afghan, said Deputy G.M. Hendricks of Tarrant County Sheriff's Department. She was found in a pile of debris by co-workers clearing the area, he said. Police had initially suspected that the skull was that of a 28-year-old woman who was abducted from an Austin car wash in December 1991. Ewert was newly engaged when she disappeared December 10, 1984. She was about to be promoted to executive secretary to the program director at FM radio station. Her car was found the next day on Southeast Loop 820. A flat tire had apparently been changed, and a broken knife lay nearby. 2 months later, her purse was discovered in a creek bed near Holland Mall. Although her parents, Ann and Gary Ewert, are of Arlington, soon realized their daughter met with foul play. For a while, they held on to a faint hope that she was safe. There's been no resolution any time. There's no body. There's always a slim glimmer of hope, Gary Ewert said in January 1986, as 240 people formed a human chain and trudged through the old cow pasture near Holland Mall in a fruitless search for clues to the mystery. No one answered the telephone or the door yesterday at the Ewert's home on Emerald Park Court in Arlington. Fort Worth Police Sergeant Paul Kratz, who worked the case years ago, saw the Ewerts at the station during the past few days when officials first thought the skull could be that of their daughter. They had resigned themselves to the fact that she was dead, but this has torn them up pretty good. The first of the 1984 slangs was... Ooh, what the hell was that? What was that? Man, I have no idea. That was pretty loud, though, whatever it was. Well, oh, yeah, there it is. I had this metal thing fall off the back of my computer over there. Yeah, Quietly Frozen. Thank you, Quietly Frozen, yep. She apparently had been wrapped in a piece of Afghan. Okay, we're over here. The first of the 1984 slangs was an 18-year-old woman who had been stabbed 57 times while in her apartment. September 5th, 1984. During the next 9 months, police would investigate the deaths of 9 other women and 1 man, along with the mysterious disappearance of Ewert. Only 1 case was closed. In October 1985, Michael Wayne Godden was convicted in connection with the shooting death of Lisa Griffin, 20, who was found shot in the head January 9th, 1985, in an unincorporated part of Tarrant County. There were common threads through the lives of several of the victims, feeding theories that a serial killer was responsible. Griffin and another woman who was among those killed worked together at the same Fort Worth pizza restaurant. Griffin had also met at least one other victim at least once, and Griffin may have even known Ewert after entering a contest sponsored by the radio station. There were similarities. Ewert worked as a model at an apparel mart in Dallas. At least 2 other victims had planned to do the same. Police believe the similarities were coincidences, not unlikely for pretty young women who live in Fort Worth. Investigators never did make any solid links, other than the obvious ones, Kratz said. We certainly have some speculations on which ones may or may not be linked, but we have never commented on that and won't at this time. Well, there you go. Yeah. So I actually have one more, so got to get through that one because that's part of the series. Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna go get a Gatorade. You guys mind if I take just a little break for a second, or? Yeah. Man, I got it. They made it so confusing in those articles, So I don't know whose body that was found, but maybe we're coming up to it. I don't know. Yeah, just a second. All right, here we go. I think. The hell is it? There it is. Okay, Sarah Kashka is the last one for tonight. We didn't make it to the Smith family, so I'll have to move that one for tomorrow. Alright, Friends of Youth queried. Foul play suspected. Fort Worth homicide detectives are interviewing friends of 15-year-old Denton girl who disappeared Saturday after visiting Fort Worth to attend a party. Sarah Ann Kashka, who was reported missing to Fort Worth police Monday by her mother in Denton, is the fourth young woman during the past 3 months to be reported missing. So this is January 2nd, 1985, so just a few months after all the other women, the other three. Sarah Ann Kashka, who was reported missing to Fort Worth police Monday by her mother of Denton, is the fourth young woman during the past 3 months to be reported missing. Kashka, a high school student, was last seen about 9 p.m. Saturday in a West Fort Worth apartment complex, said Police Lieutenant Vernon Ferris. She was in Fort Worth to attend a party and was taken to the complex to see a friend. Well, what apartment complex is that? It better not be the same one. Better not be the apartment complex. So, okay, now let me go back over really quick that last one now. So she's visiting her boyfriend, and right now we're talking about Angela Leigh Ewert, visiting her boyfriend at 11 p.m., gets gas at the gas station, drives down this way just like this. You can see how perfectly it works. Gets on the on-ramp here, gets on the freeway, then heads down the freeway, and then down here notices, oh shit, I got a flat tire, pulls off right here, drives over, pulls off to the side, and she fixes her tire either by herself or somebody else helps her. That's probably more likely. And then that person abducted her, and her car was left there. So the car pulled up, helped her. Then from there, now it's like you can kind of see how you would get down here, either back down the freeway like that, or obviously be heading in that direction. So right here, this is how he could have done this. Abducts her right there. Doesn't want to be driving around on freeways too much. So then right over in this area, takes a right. And now you're heading this direction. And as you can see, now you can get down to where that body was found. So down here, drive like this. And maybe even a little bit further down, and then take a left on this road. Then boom. You're right there. Out into probably 85. There wasn't much there. Okay, so we got that one out of the way, condensed. Hopefully you guys can see. I know it's kind of off to the side on my screen. You know what I should do is go like this. You guys don't really care about that other. Yeah, like the other stuff doesn't matter that much. There we go. That's better. I like that. Look at that, huh? So that was that one. Now let me get to... Oh, now I gotta move these. Hold on. Alright, now we're on to the Kashka. She's the fourth young woman. Cindy Heller of 5421. They don't give her address out up here though. Ewert's car was found. We already did that. Then the third slain girl is found at a creek. So is that the one that we just were showing a few minutes ago? Let's see. A body of Denton teenager who was last seen Sunday night in Fort Worth was found Tuesday afternoon in Mountain Creek in southwest Dallas County. I don't think so. Fort Worth Police Department spokesman Doug Clark said the body of Sarah Kashka, 15, was found near Farm Road 1382. Oh boy. Another one of these. Farm Road 1382. Is that going to go there? Oh, this time we get something. Farm Road 1382. Oh yeah, I think I've already mapped this stuff out for this one. Okay, cool. Let me make these different colors. I did this one out of order on my own, but let's see. Get that. Yeah, this one's crazy too. You can just see how it all played out. This is where she was found. Look how close it is. Remember that case Darien that we had earlier in the year? Right there, you know, where that guy walked into the house and stole the baby out of a crib. Not even a half mile, really. Kashka is the fourth young woman to disappear from Fort Worth. Kashka was last seen in the parking lot of Wedgwood Terrace Apartments. Okay, now we can get where she was last seen at 5200 Wonder Drive, Fort Worth, Texas. Oh man, look how close this is. Yeah. There's a killer that's right here. Look at this. This is where I guess there was an apartment complex here at one point. Wedgwood Terrace. Let's see if that's still here. That's why I asked a minute ago, what apartment complex? Isn't that weird? Well, that's Wedgwood Drive, so I think, you know, maybe at one point these were... Is it on this side? Yeah, let's see what it looked. Let's see what happened on the map here. That looks kind of the same. So it's saying the lot of Wedgwood Terrace Apartments in the 5200 block. So let's see where 5300. Ah, man. $5,300. Wonder Drive. Okay, that was one of the... I don't have the O-ring on that one. Madison, Alabama. What the hell's going on? Ah, okay, so it goes off. Oh, there's Wonder Drive right there. Alright, so then where's 5200 again? Oh, so maybe right there? Let's see. Well, there must have been some apartments That's Wonder Drive right here. And so maybe at one point. So anyways, it was right there. Somewhere there was apartments at one point right here. Unless it's just crappy writing again. But look how wild that is. You have 3 cases that all originate right here. You have her last seen at these apartments. And then you have, I think, I don't remember if it was Ewert or not, but yeah, Ewert. Her purse was right there. Her boyfriend was right here. Her purse is right there, so that associates it with this area. Then you have this individual who was just at an apartment complex right there. And this is Kashka. And then Cindy Heller, she's the one that went over and was helping Miss Gillespie out. And then they went to Bannigan's here for some drinks, and then she went and dropped a note off for Gillespie here. Then her car was found where she dropped the notes off. And then, so I think the killer, if these are all related, the killer lived around in this area at that time. And that's why, it's so close to here. I mean, this is his hunting grounds. I think the odds of him hunting randomly in this apartment complex, unless, he had a ruse, like a Ted Bundy type ruse where he would throw something out there. Maybe this is just where he would do his hunting. But it would seem like he almost would live right here, because why was that purse put back here later? That was obviously put there later. It had to have been. And then we've just found out that she was found down here. So that's interesting, because her car was abandoned there. We're going back to the previous case. Ewert. Abandoned there. And then all of a sudden the purse is here. So it starts here, here, there. Body here, then the purse. It still fits, even though when we thought the body was up north, or I did anyways. It's the same concept though, because now the purse is here for some unknown reason, right next to the same apartment complex where Cindy Heller went missing from. So I think that's pretty crazy. Good night, Tawny Leigh. Sorry to put you to sleep. I know I've been a little bit, discombobulated, but we got back on track, right? Friends of the teenager told detectives that Kashka was spending the weekend in Fort Worth at their home and that they planned to go to a party together, but the party was canceled, and Kashka asked them to take her to the Wedgwood Terrace complex so that she could visit another friend. The friends dropped her off and drove away, not waiting to see if she got into the apartment. Residents of the apartment told, I bet they're going to say she never made it in, because that's why they brought up that they never waited. Told police later that they were not home and did not see Kashka. There you go. Swan said that because the body was found in Dallas County, Kashka's death is technically a Dallas case, but both police departments will investigate and share information. Swan said police are looking for connections between Kashka's death and the disappearance of 3 other women, 23-year-old Catherine Davis of 3404 Park Ridge Boulevard, 23-year-old Cindy Heller, and Angela Ewert. And see, I can see why they would think that they're related. They're right there. Davis was reported missing after her apartment caught fire September 30th. Neighbors reported that minutes earlier they were heard loud voices before a car sped off and the fire erupted. Her car had been found a few days later on the parking lot of the Westcliff Manor apartment, 3800 Dryden. Heller was reported missing October 23rd after going to an apartment complex to deliver a message to a friend of a stranded motorist. That whole thing sounds weird too, though. Deliver a message? Why didn't you just take the stranded motorist with you to the apartment to drop the note off? And then those people could continue to help her. That part doesn't make sense. How about you guys? Which was burned on the inside, was found in the Hunter's Ridge apartment in the 4800 block of River Ranch. Ewert, who was reported missing at about 7 a.m. December 11th, was last seen buying gasoline at a 7-Eleven store at, now we have the exact address. Let's see, 5356 Wedgemont. I'm just going to see if my guess was right. Wedgemont Circle North. No, that's how she went up there to buy gas, huh? So my guess wasn't right. Would have made sense, but still kind of makes sense here too. Just a different way, I guess. Wait, no, I didn't type that right. Hold on. 53. $53.56. I put plus. Hey, that is where I had it before, right? Or no, I had it right here. And so this is, yeah. So now you're still next to that same road. So they went to a 7-Eleven. And usually 7-Elevens never change. So let's see if it's still there. Nobody sells a 7-Eleven, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I must have got rid of it. That's the address right there. So anyways, that's a little different, but it's the same concept. Like, here's where her boyfriend lived, and then she probably just drove right down here, took a right, and then after that got back out on the road and drove around. And so, but what's weird about this now, look how much closer this is. Yeah, nobody sells a 7-Eleven. You have a 7-Eleven store, you keep that forever. They're like they're never not busy. But look at this. So this new gas station is even closer to that apartment complex. I mean, the other apartment complex of the previous case. Or is this the one we're on now? Hold on. Yeah, this is this one. So now you got that apartment. That's where the gas was gotten. Then, I mean, I don't know. I can see why they thought these are all related. Because just in this circle are 3 cases. Right here. See that? I guarantee it, somebody lived. My opinion is somebody lived right around in this area. That was a killer. Right there. If I was going to do my little circle deal, I would go just like this. Like that. I think inside of that, right there, is where a killer lived at that time. And I think it's the same person on all of them. I mean, the odds of it not being that are low. And the thing is the reason I think they live here is because the vehicles weren't found here. I mean, the bodies. You know, one of the vehicles was found, and one vehicle is right there, but the center of all three of these are right there. It's kind of fun just trying to figure this stuff out just randomly. So what is this saying right here on this map here? Wanted, police have no leads. And then right here, Holland Mall. And then we've got the, so one is Catherine Davis, car found. So Catherine Davis was our first one, right? $3,800. Let me do that. 3,800 Dryden Road. Yeah, but they keep saying that, but this is the apartment complex. So that's where, so even her car is close. See that? That's the other case. Her car is there. So look at this. How big is this town? I mean, look how big this whole area is, right? It's massive, Fort Worth. But now you have a car, another vehicle, a third vehicle right there. So where are all, okay, let me, I almost need to draw a map between the abandoned cars. Like if you went, where's the other one? So Kashka didn't have a car though. So you go like this. Boom. And then where was her? I don't know. So these are the 4 cases right here. Look at. Car, and then she was dropped off in an apartment. So wouldn't that be cool right there? The killer lives right in this little area. In the overlap zone. I don't know. I think that's interesting though. Look at that even. Maybe the circle just needs to be a little different. But this one here seems kind of random. Where the car would have been pulled over, but then brought back. So this person's hunting on the prowl, looking around any opportunity that he can find. See, when you look at the full city in Dallas and Fort Worth all together, look how small that area is where this stuff's going on. You know, and then look at, like, Angela lived over here. And then the bodies, however, are all put, like, far away. Look at, there was an unknown body there, I don't know. Then there's another body down here, a body over here. And they're put away from the central area right there. Catherine Davis car found at 38 100 Dryden Road. 2. Heller car found at apartments at 4850 River Ranch Boulevard. Angela Leigh Ewert last seen buying gas at a convenience store in the 5300 block of Wedgemont. Sarah Kashka last seen at apartment 5200 block of Wonder Drive. Body found Wednesday in southwest Dallas County. I don't think they have the numbers right here. Yeah. See, look at, they have number 1. See, that's what I'm saying. These papers, number 1, right here, they have it on Wedgemont Drive. But that's not, that's actually number 3 is supposed to be right there. Because Wedgemont's on number 3. This one's 1 is cars found on 3800 Dryden Road, and I think that's supposed to be up here. Ah, forget it, man. These guys. Ridiculous. Crazy, man. No wonder it's so hard to get through these. Alright, so this is where I was able to find precisely where Kashka's body was found. So we're found with her body. Let's see, I don't have the first part, but Fort Worth Police Homicide Lieutenant T. Sewan said there are no leads in the other 3 disappearances. Kashka has been seen in the parking lot of the Wedgwood Terrace apartments in the 5200 block of Wonder Drive at 11 p.m. Sunday because she was dropped off, but there was nobody home. The apartment complex, so she might have started walking and then the predator found her. The apartment complex is about 1 block from a store where Ewert, a radio station programmer, was last seen. Really? One block from a radio station. I thought there'd be like a big tower or something. Yeah, so those are right on the map. Boom, boom. That's exactly where they had it. They just had the wrong numbers. Thank you, Jessica Schubach. Alright, her body was found. Well, let's see. Let's read this part. Fort Worth homicide detective Cart Bannon said detectives on Friday discovered evidence near where Kashka's body was found that makes investigators believe they, Kashka and her killer, had been there for some time. Probably cigarette butts or, empty beer bottles, something like that. He declined to specify about the evidence or the length of time that they could have been there. Her body was found about 200 meters north of the intersection of FM 1382. So look out, she was moved way out of town. So here we go. This is FM 382 is I think it goes this way. Let's see. And Camp Wisdom Road. So 1382 goes this way. Camp Wisdom Road goes that way. And then it's about 50 meters west of FM 1382. And 200, let's see, 50 meters west of FM that Brian said. Her body was found 200 meters north of the intersection of 1382 and Camp Wisdom. So here's the intersection. That's 200 meters. And then 50 meters west of 1382. Boom, right there. So that's where, and there's a creek right there. And there's a little pullover on the shoulder of the road where we can feel like a vehicle they used to get there was parked there for a while. So look at that. Exactly, right there. You pull in, you go down this little side road here. Let's see what it looks like on the from the freeway here. So you're driving down the freeway, and you just back then. I think well, obviously there's construction now, but it used to be where you could pull off and then drive back there, as you can see right there. See, I think even if you go back to years 2004, there's a little area that you can still drive back there. And I think she was found right back there. Brandon said that anyone who remembered seeing vehicles at the rest area should call Dallas and Fort Worth detective. There's a little pullover on the shoulder of the road there, and we feel like a vehicle they used to get there was parked there for a while. It's a pretty traveled road, and we are hoping someone saw a vehicle parked there. Kashka and her friends were picked up at the friend's home by their dates and went in separate cars to the party, but when they arrived, there was no party. The friend told police. Kashka and her date went to a fast food restaurant and then returned to the home where Kashka was staying. When she saw that her friend had not arrived home, Kashka asked the boy to take her to the Wedgwood Terrace complex. Oh man, doesn't that just suck? Like if that person had been home. So that she could visit another friend. The boy dropped her off at the complex and drove away, not waiting to see if she got into the apartment. Residents of the apartment told police later that they were not home and did not see Kashka. Ew, what a nightmare. It's one of those things that you always think about. Man, if I was just... What the hell is this? Looks like at one time a junkyard or something. Maybe... A 33-year-old parolee is accused of assaulting a woman Thursday morning in West Fort Worth is not a suspect in the killing of several young women. The man, Ronald Glenn Corley, 33, 42909 Elmwood Drive, was in Tarrant County. Let's see where that is. Just for the hell of it. 4209 Elmwood Drive in Fort Worth. Or was it in Fort Worth? It was over there. Let's see. The attack occurred in an apartment complex. See, look at it. Corley was arrested about 2:30 a.m. Thursday after a 26-year-old University of Texas Arlington student was beaten by a man who had followed her from a West Side nightclub. The attack occurred at an apartment complex in the 5300 block of Wonder Drive, near where 15-year-old Sarah Kashka of Denton disappeared December 30th, 1984. Kashka was found dead near Dallas 2 days later. The victim of the beating said she was a friend of Ginger Hayden, one of 11 women who were killed or disappeared in southwest Fort Worth. Besides the possible assault charge, police said they may seek revocation of Corley's parole in 1977 Tarrant County robbery conviction. Man, that's just... Man, so this girl was friends with one of the other victims, and then the assault took place at the same apartment complex that Kashka went missing from. And yet they're not related, I this is 1988. The tracks often led forthward. Police Detective Kurt Brannon to the spot where Sarah Ann Kashka, 15, disappeared. He occasionally returns. On the same night of the week she vanished to piece together where the woman headed after leaving a friend's apartment. When you go to a crime scene and see the things we do and talk to the family, you know the family is depending on you. It's difficult to spend an 8-hour shift working on the case, put it down and go home. Kashka's case was not unlike that of other women disappeared and were killed. She was a petite, outgoing blonde who disappeared from Wedgwood Terrace apartment complex December 30th, 1984. After spending the evening with friends, she was found stabbed to death 2 days later, so now we know how she was killed, near Mountain Creek Lake in southwest Dallas County. Brannon still talks almost weekly to Kashka's family members and her friends at Southwest High School. Because the circumstances remind him of Kashka's disappearance, Brannon still pulls his car to the roadside when he spots women walking alone and waits until they reach safety. I've heard a lot of policemen say you can't afford to get personally involved in these cases, but I don't know how you can avoid it, Brannon said. When leads on the Southwest Fort Worth slang were fresh 3 years ago, Brannon typified the investigators who worked 24 hours straight and turned homeward only when concentration failed. But all the way home, your conscience is bothering you, your mind is in gear, but your body runs out of gas, Brannon said. Many times, Brannon went home and plopped down in front of the television only to find his attention wandering to the Kashka case. Often, police dispatchers would call him at home to relay a new lead. The only thing to do was get dressed and come to town, Brannon said. You hug the kids, kiss the wife, get in the car, and come back. Brannon bought a new briefcase 3 years ago for the Kashka case. He still adds files to it each month, and the creaking hinges and the cracked brown vinyl are reminders of the largely fruitless hours spent on the case. Kashka's case file, like the files of other slaying victims, started in a thin manila folder, but now takes up an entire metal cabinet drawer. The reams of neatly packed information provide small comfort when detectives talk to grieving families. And look at, here's the list right here. Catherine Davis, Angela Ewert, and then there's another one, Therese Gregory, Lisa Griffin, that one was solved, Regina Suzanne Grover, and then Deborah Taylor here. See, this is 1988. Deborah Taylor was one of Farion's victims. And then there's Sarah Ann Kashka right there. Then there's a Catherine Jackson. Cindy Heller was one that we talked about. Marilyn Hartman, I think I covered her case 2 years ago. And I don't think that one's related. And then Ginger Lynn Hayden. So pretty nuts, right? I mean, so this is 93. A skull found last week in an isolated trash-strewn area of southern Tarrant County has been identified as that of 20-year-old Fort Worth who disappeared almost 9 years ago. That's her. But they have this massive article. I don't think I'm going to read it, but it goes through all the different victims again. And I'm tired now. But anyways, I thought it was pretty interesting, even though they made a whole bunch of errors in the papers that kind of threw us off, but we got back on track. Hey, Steph May, you were just accidentally timed out. See, it does happen. Even took the time to look for any connections in the... I'm reading your comments anyways. Yeah, that happens on the key with the cell phones. All right. Well, anyways, I hope you guys thought that that was interesting. And I wasn't able to get to the Smith case, but I'll slide that one over to tomorrow. That one's another weird, another strange case. I mean, not the Smith, the short case. Excuse me. I'm going to move it over right now. Okay. Got it over there. Got it over there. Thanks, Cammy Curry. Poor Steph May. First she got blocked, and then she's... But that was an accident. So if you're out there, Steph May, that does happen sometimes. I always wonder why people are even clicking on a name, because you can't go to their account or anything. I just look at it. I'm looking at everybody's comments right here. That's so interesting. They've got to be related, those four. Kashka's age is a little different, but I'm gonna sit here until she can come back on. Yeah, well, thank you guys for hanging out and watching. Hit that like button really quick if you would. See if we can get that up to 300, but probably not. Hit that like button. Come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it.
I'm fired out of it, 10 down, 15, on my better down 15, I better down 15, 20, I better down 15, better down 20, down 5, better down 30, and 30, and 30, 25, better down 30. You want to bet 30, sir, 25, to you're out. I better down 25, better down 30, 30, now 5, I'm 35.
Yeah. Maybe I'll take a look at some of those other ones that were listed on there. But Hartman, I think I did cover that a long time ago. Yeah, see, Marilyn Hartman, 29. It's part of another Fort Worth night that I had. Julie Fuller, Mildred May, Becky Martin, Carla Jan Walker, and then Marilyn Hartman, and then Catherine Jackson. She was also on that list we just read. So there she was. Let me see if I remember this home. Yeah, I think it's like there was a guy that was coming out of the house. I don't remember it specifically. But it's interesting that that's sort of close to that area too, right? It takes 5 minutes after you're blocked. So they fight the older gal, so the killer went for lesser age. Huh? What are you talking about, Georgina? That has nothing to do with any of these cases. There's no the older gal. Who's that? Oh, there you are. There's Steph May. She's back in there. Yeah, well, that's not one of the ones we were talking about. Yeah, there's some of these other ones that have been solved. I looked up almost all of these. So like that, yeah, the one that she just mentioned, Gregory, that one was solved, I think. Yeah, like on this list here, almost all of, a bunch of these have been solved. Deborah Taylor, Gregory, Marilyn's not related, but I might look up this Ginger Lynn Hayden, you know, maybe Regina here. Lisa Griffin was solved. So 1, 2, 3. Hey, thanks, Steph May and Northern Girl. Yeah, I think it's. I think a lot of people would get more out of these, even though it takes a while to go through them, if they would hang around, because this is how you actually learn. You know, to sort of be able to see and figure out what's going on. I don't know how to explain it better. It just gives you a way better sense of what might be going on in the minds of some of these people and what they're doing. You know, it's like geo-profiling, and it also allows you to figure out what's going on. And I'm trying to figure out why more people just like the sensationalistic bullshit staring at a lawn. I mean, people are literally watching a lawn for 4 hours straight. Can you believe that? Like literally looking at a lawn. I mean, you know when people make a joke about watching grass grow, these people are doing that. Yeah, it's hard to know, TTGO. People just say, how do they know if there was 6 active ones? Because the MO is slightly different, or do they have DNA from all of them? And if they do, where the hell's your genetic genealogy at this point? Definitely a lot of killings, though, I'll tell you that. I mean, look at this. See this right here? This little map we got going? You're not going to be able to do that staring at a lawn. Oh, you sent it to me? Yeah. I was already done. Anyways, I'll check it out. Check it out later. Oh, that's who you are? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I found that same link. Let's see. Yeah, I already got that website too. Yeah, about get involved, cold cases 89. I got that's the link I've got. God, you sent me like about 65 links. Come on. Well, you went and looked them up. What do you mean you're hoping I do? You went and looked them up. No, 4. Yeah, aren't you the same person? Yeah. But I don't need all those, you know what I mean? Now, I know you're trying to be helpful. It's just, you know. I just went over what I could go over, and that's it, you know. Hopefully you guys, when you go back and watch that video from, you know, from the case last night, it's got a lot of extra information in there that wasn't out. Yeah. What did you get from him, TTGO? Maybe just type it in so I don't have to go read them all. Because I always have to do the cases and then move on to the next ones. Oh yeah, no, I did have a couple links inside of the folders. I didn't open those up. Hold on. Like here's one that was in the Angela Ewert. You know, it was a full link, no arrest 25 years later. Despite knowing her decades ago, Angela Ewert's classmates from Eastern Hill High School, she was a very, very sweet girl. Angela's friend told Dateline they mostly lost touch after graduating from high school. During one of those encounters, Robert learned Angela was working at the local radio station. Later got engaged to a man she met after high school. A few years after high school graduation, Angela, then 21, was living with her parents. Her fiance lived across in the Wedgwood neighborhood of Fort Worth. On the night of December 10th, Angela left her fiance's house to drive home, according to Fort Worth police. She stopped for gas at a convenience store before getting on the highway, but Angela never arrived back at her parents' home. She was never seen alive again. Oh yeah, well I've got that whole list already, TTJO. There's like, I have 12 people, or I think 11 or 12. But yeah, there's a this is the website that I go to right here called, is it that one? Where was that one? It was, now I can't find it. No, I think it's the one right below it. Yeah, this one right here. See, this is one I had right here. And this one has just tons and tons of cases. You can just keep scrolling down. It does it by year. They don't have much information on them. Yeah, well, I mean, I look at ones over time. I'm just not, you know, I've already got the list. I was just showing you guys the ones that, the 4 that were unsolved, that were kind of clumped together. So, you know, when you look at this, you can actually change the date up here in the URL up here. See up there? See, like, it's hard to figure out, like, well, how the hell do I get to, that says 1980 to 1989, right? Well, up here, if you type in 70 to 79, well, then it switches over to different cases here that you can go back in time and look at those ones, right? But if you notice, there wasn't too many in that, but this one, 80 to 89, has like 1 million. I mean, it's like you just, I mean, it goes, well, I just screwed it up, but 1980 to 1989. Did I do that wrong? I think I screwed it up somehow. Oh, now they've just loaded up. Lots of them. So there's the Marilyn Hartman one right there. Yeah, you don't want to live in Fort Worth there, TTJO, I'll tell you that. But look, they're all right here, see? Here's Catherine Davis. I didn't even find them on here, though. I found one of them, and then the newspapers had the rest of them. Catherine Davis. And then we've got Angela Ewert right there. And then down here we've got Cindy Heller. And then it just keeps on going. Different people though. There's a Jane Doe. '86. This one's 1983 right here. Mary Till returned to her apartment. Later that morning, she called her workplace in Dallas and told an employee that she would be late for work. She never showed up for work. On January 3rd, some hunters found her body in a wooded area near a creek in the 6200 block of Barbie Drive in Dallas. She died as a result of a gunshot wound. During this period of time, Homicide Task Force has been established by the Fort Worth Police Department. The bodies of several females have been found in and around Fort Worth. Man, I wonder if she's part of that. Although gun isn't what they normally had there. I mean, it wasn't the normal MO. See, there's another one. Look at that. May 12th, 1981. Just 3 years before all that. She also died of a gunshot wound. She had left the club and was supposed to go visit her friend. God, it's just nuts, huh? Yeah. Yeah, so what I did was I just found one of them and then it led to the other three because they seem to lump those together, so that's why I covered those. But yeah, thanks for sending me those links. Maybe I can find more, you know, do another part 2 of those same, see where they end up on the map. Because I guarantee it that some of these are related, for sure. Well, it got kind of complicated because there was errors in the newspaper, but you know, we got it sorted out. You know what's weird though is I still don't know whose body that was found up here. Here, let me I'm just gonna stay on here for a couple more minutes. So that was Angle Avenue. Let's see, body found. $19.84, 18, Texas. What was the name of that bridge? I want to be able to assign that to somebody. Marine Creek. Okay, that's a different one. Same years. What case was that one? Wasn't that the Heller one? No, Ewert, I think. And then it was just prior to that. Yeah, it's this one right here. So who was this? Results of an autopsy to determine whether the body of a young woman found in a creek in North Fort Worth. So this is December 24th, 1984. Watch on her left wrist and a gold chain necklace. Police have been baffled by the similarities. So this is the body that was not very decomposed. Okay, 3400 block. Let me see if I can find it by doing that. 3400 block of Angle Avenue. You guys can feel free to take off if you feel like it. I'm just gonna sit here and I gotta figure out what body that ended up being. Because we've accounted for all the other ones. September 24th. Those are like the same articles. Body was beyond recognition, has been intact. Body found near tracks identified. I think that's the other one, right? Body found along railroad tracks east of here nearly a week ago has been identified. That's different. That was a man. A formal announcement is expected early Thursday, but officials speaking on the condition that they not be identified said Wednesday that Burke is the city's first choice. Why is it? Oh, never mind. I thought that was related to the article. I don't know. Can't find it. January 1985. Okay. Fort Worth, body identified. The body of a man found last week in the trunk of a car. Joseph Allen Nance, man. Yeah, you definitely don't want to live in Fort Worth. So then there's Griffin. Was that Griffin then? Today, case filed, the killing 20-year-old waitress whose body was found Wednesday night. So no, she was found on the 9th. I don't know whose body that is that was found. Angle Avenue. See, body found Angle Avenue. So let's see if it's further out, like 1986 to... Yep. No idea. No idea. Well, I can't find that one because we had all the other 4 were all located, you know, where we just didn't get the exact spot. Maybe we could. I never found that 1025. Maybe they got rid of that road, and it was out here somewhere. And this was that's where Catherine Davis was found somewhere along here. I just couldn't find 1025. Didn't show up. So, all right, you guys, I'm done now. It's already been 3 hours and 53 minutes. So I'm not gonna have the long ending of the show. I'm just gonna go straight from wrap to ending it up. Okay, because I gotta go do some stuff. So look at that. Look at my numbers at the top up there, you guys. Look at what's happened during the show. Now it's at 67,397. It keeps going backwards. It's like every single night it goes down the other direction. What do you think that is? Is there somebody else that's sort of like a rogue person in here that's just deleting and unsubbing people? Hey, thank you, Sarah M. So anyways, if you're somebody that's out there that you are blocked, you let me know. Yeah, because it always goes up. It's been going up 30, 40 a day, 50, 60, 70 sometimes. But the last 8 days it's gone down every single day. So I don't know what that would be. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah M. All right, you guys, thank you very much. And let me get to the, got it right here. Don't have any idea what's going on. So thank you to TTJO Tracy. Upgrade to Megazoid. Hey, 23 months as a Megazoid. Sarah M, thank you. And then Tracy Finch became a new member. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa Wilkerson, Ashley Nicole, Brandy Bradford, Cindy Leon, Matt Pavia, Northern Girl, Kim 121 Posh became a new Megazoid. Thank you. Dana Dane, been on her for a long time. Kit Kat LM, Tawny Lee, Speakeasy Dallas, Paul Ayers, Mike S, Kathy Freidenmaker, Quietly Frozen, Georgina Stoliker, Zozo, JD, LM, Nicole Wilson, Lee D, Steph May, Lanny M, LM, Scott Holland, Nicole Wilson, Amber Maiden, LM, Lee D, Steph May again, Scott Holland, Quietly Frozen, LM, Jessica Schubach, Steph May, Northern Girl, Sarah M, and happy belated birthday, she said. But TTJO, I'll add those links to my. I'm just flipping you crap about the links. I always joke around about how people, like, they'll send me an email with 47 links in it, you know, and I'm tired. Thank you guys very much. Don't know what's going on with the sub counts, but guess we're just going to be going backwards for a while. Who the hell knows? But thank you guys very much, and as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there.
Yeah, Gray, what's going on?
For quite a while now.
What's going on, Gray?
And during this whole time, I have not seen one person. I have no idea, Mary Lou. That is a crime dissector, flag rejector.
I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector.
Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pop protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda.
I'm the pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you.
All right, everybody, thank you.
Yeah, thanks everybody. I really appreciate your support and hanging out. Like I said, if you are somebody that got blocked accidentally or something, let me know. Or maybe it's not accidental. We don't really know what's going on, but thank you very much. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there.